It's so cold, my eyes are watering, and I'm crying because I'm so passionate about this question. This is the most important question in skateboarding, and that is, are Indy trucks better or Thunder trucks? Because we all know that there's no other truck companies that come close to these two. These are the leading trucks in skateboarding. I've made several videos about this before, but I never really came to a solid conclusion because I flip-flop back and forth. But we all know Indies and Thunders are like Windows and Apple. No other truck company's close. I mean, the next closest might be Tensor or something like that, and they're more like Linux, which is not anywhere close. Indies turn better, they turn sharper, and they feel a little more comfortable carving. Thunders have a better pinch, they lock in better, especially on a mini ramp, but on any kind of ledge, they feel more locked in. On crooks, 50/50s, any kind of grind, Smith grind, I can technically skate better on Thunders. They don't turn as much when you lean, but they feel more stable for my flat ground skating. Indies are a little more fun, but they don't skate as well, especially in the mini ramp for me. However, I did prefer them when I was skating the vert ramp. But when I skated the vert ramp with them, I tightened them down so much that there was almost no turning. I'm not sure which truck is lighter. I think Thunders are lighter because they seem like they're more carved out and thinner, but Thunders do grind down faster. So for me, I really like both. The main thing that helps me determine whether a board is going to get Indies or it's going to get Thunders is the wheelbase. If it's got a longer wheelbase, like 15 inches, I'm going to put Indies on it because Indies tighten up the wheelbase. The angle at which the kingpin sits pushes the trucks in, the wheels become a little bit closer. With Thunders, the angle is a little bit farther out, the trucks feel like they're farther away, and it lengthens the wheelbase. A shorter wheelbase is better for 360 flips or stuff that the board has to rotate this way, like a shove it. A longer wheelbase makes you feel a little more stable. A shorter wheelbase turns a little bit sharper. That's why Indies feel like they turn a little bit more. If you wanted to zig in and out of traffic cones or like do a complete U-turn, you might want to go with Indies. Indies are a little bit taller, and I've got riser pads on this board with Indies. If I'm gonna use bigger wheels, I might go with Indy 169s with a riser pad. Has anybody ever noticed that Spitfire Formula 4s are faster than Bones wheels? I don't know if that's just me, but for me, I feel like that's true. First of all, I don't really like this setup with Thunders because there's not much nose and tail on this board. The Indies feel like they give me a little more nose and tail. The Thunders feel like they take away the nose and tail a little bit, but the Thunders give me more wheelbase in the middle. I don't have any riser pads or anything, and I've got small wheels. I don't really like small Bones wheels anymore. That was all I skated for a decade, but now I really like Formula 4s, and I like them bigger, 60 millimeters, because they do wear down over time. A few months, and they're going to be tiny. I think Thunders look good. You can kind of see how I'm grinding down here. I'm not to the axle yet, but I've grinded this down a little bit. And then I kind of have the same pattern on the back truck there. You get a decent amount of kingpin clearance. I don't really have a problem with the kingpin on Thunders. This is a Heroin egg-shaped board, and I think I'm going to switch it to Indy soon. And I'm going to do a full review on this board, but first I have to really figure out if I like it or not. I almost think Indies look a little better. They're definitely a little beefier. You can see there's a lot more to the truck. It's a lot thicker on top. There is more kingpin clearance, but a lot of that is because I have reverse kingpin trucks. Indy does make those, and they work well on Indies. You can get them and put them on Thunders as well. It really is whatever you're used to, you know. When I'm used to Thunders, I make a video saying Thunders are better. When I'm used to Indies, I make a video saying Indies are better. But these are better for me right now on this transportation unit. This is the board I've been skating lately. It's really flat. I have tried both of these trucks on this board, and I do like the Indies better on the transportation unit deck. The tail's pretty mellow, and the indies are a little bit taller, and with riser pads, it makes the board feel good. I didn't have a lot of pop before when I was using the Thunders. When I made a review on this board, I was skating Thunders on this board, if you want to go back and check out that video. You can see these boards are pretty similar in size and shape. The nose and tail are a little bit thicker and more rounded on the transportation unit. The heroin board is a little more tapered on the nose and tail, and the nose and tail are a little steeper. It's also got more concave, it's not as flat. The transportation unit is actually longer, and the wheelbase is the steepness of the nose and tail will even out over time. The transportation unit is older, and over time, the nose and tail will get less mellow as you skate a board. I really wanted to be able to skate this board, but it just hurts my ankle so bad, I'm gonna have to just put it aside and wait till my ankle's fully healed. Tried to skate it at the skate park today, it's just too steep. The tail's too steep and it just hurts. So stay tuned for my review on this heroin board. I'll have more about the trucks when I finish reviewing this board because I'm gonna try the indies on there. I think they're gonna be better for this board. So if I'm doing 50-50s in a mini ramp or 50-50 to fakies, I'm gonna prefer Thunder 161s. I don't skate the smaller Thunders because I skate boards that are over 9 inches wide. For nose slides, I prefer indies. I think the edge of the base plate slides a little bit better than it does on Thunder. I feel a little more locked in on stalls and grinds on Thunder. Right now, I feel more comfortable cruising around the park on indies. I feel like they turn a little better. Okay, so I'm never gonna get to the point where I can just sell all of my Thunders or sell all of my indies. I've tried to do that before and I just rebuy them. I have to have both. I really do. Because certain boards are better with indies and certain boards are better with Thunders. If I had a really short wheelbase and a really steep board, I'd have to put Thunders on it. And if I have a really flat board, I have to put indies on it, so I can't sell them. It's not like that. Right now, with my skating, I'm leaning towards indies. It's just a feeling. It's not something I can explain. There's no reasoning for it. But right now, I feel more comfortable just skating this park with indies. So I'm going with them, but Thunders are definitely one of the best trucks out there. You might like other trucks if you're used to them, but I think more people that are good at skateboarding ride Thunders or indies than any other truck, for sure. More people that skate for a living and depend on their trucks to perform and be consistent are gonna skate one of these two trucks. So that's all I've got. I think you should have both, honestly. And I think when you buy a deck off the internet and you have no idea what it actually looks like, you should look at your deck and decide if you're gonna put Thunders or indies on it. You should try both of them on the deck and see what skates better, because sometimes it makes a world of difference. From what I said, you kind of get the idea of why the indies feel better on this transportation unit deck, but unless you actually rode it with both, you couldn't feel how much better they feel. The Thunders felt horrible on this board. Unless you can get the same deck that feels the same all the time, like you just skate the Andy Anderson deck. I skated the Indy 169s on the Andy Anderson deck, but honestly, either one would be good on that board. That board is so good. I think the Indies would be better though, because it's pretty long. It's got a long wheelbase, and it's pretty flat too. I might buy another one of those Andy Anderson decks because I never did a real review on it. I did an unboxing and I did a video where I compared a bunch of different decks, but I never even did a full review on that deck the whole time I had it. You know, if you have this much razor tail without chipping your board, you either don't jump down stuff or you have a lot of board control, or both. Especially with those holes drilled in there. And there's no chip still. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, reviews, tutorials, and videos about what I'm learning as I grow as a skateboarder, then scroll through my page, check out my other videos, hit that subscribe button, because I got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.